Welcome to the Labyrinth. My guest today is probably the world's most famous tailor. He is none other than Mr. Roshan Melwani of Sam's Tailor, Hong Kong. I'm going to ask a lot of juicy and controversial questions because I have plenty of consent. So, Roshan, welcome to the Labyrinth.
Pratham, thank you for having me on the Labyrinth. I think I definitely am the most famous tailor on the planet. I would challenge anybody, anyone listening, anyone watching, to tell me who was the most famous tailor before me. Can they actually name one? I think I have put tailoring on the map in every single ways. I've infected everybody, young people, people of your age, people older than me, everywhere globally. And I can touch on that more. But I appreciate your resounding introduction. Yes, even without asking me, I think you have plenty of consent to ask me whatever you want. I'm a great conversationalist, and I believe in giving my audience and the person who requests the interview all of me. So go for it.
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing about you. You asked me an interesting question earlier. Who's the famous tailor before you? I have no idea. I don't know the name of any other tailor. When it comes to chefs, you can say, I can say Gordon Ramsay, I can say this
That's the
person and
first
that
one on
person.
everybody's mind. Is
Yes.
Gordon Ramsay. That's the name that he made for himself. When you say celebrity chef, everybody on the planet thinks Gordon Ramsay first, whether they can name him or not. That's the one that comes into their mind.
Right, right. That's the unique thing about you. I think the reason why you were able to put tailoring on the map is because you got into social media. A lot of tailors are just quietly sitting in their offices, in their workplaces, and doing their stuff. Whereas you really came out and made tailoring interesting.
Well, I think now that I'm I know that every tailor on the planet is using social media aggressively. Okay. They're playing catch up, but they're doing the wrong thing. Okay. So first let's talk about social media. I'm a very early adopter. So in 2007, the first form of social media, as we know it now, was Facebook, which was made, when I say 2007, it was made available publicly. In its early stages, were only available at Harvard and then the Ivies, then at certain universities, then at all universities. So only by 2007 was it made available to the general public. And I jumped on Facebook, and back then you couldn't even share. There was nothing. It was garbage. You'd send people beer bottles and fruit punches and stuff and so forth. And you'd then send them a nudge, and maybe you'd write a message on their wall where everyone could see it globally. There was no privacy, nothing. And the entire world, Facebook did so well to infect everyone that this these crumbs of nonsense. Okay, every mature individual on the planet was doing it. What I'm saying. And so I'm very early adopter. And as soon as Facebook allowed putting photos on, I put photos. Okay, and then came along Instagram, and I was still using a BlackBerry then. You couldn't post photos to Instagram from a BlackBerry. So I had a friend of mine in London who was helping me with my website. I said, you create an Instagram account, because I was all about BlackBerry and ThinkPad back then. Okay, I hadn't switched to I yet, and I have a great story on why I switched to I. But as soon as video was a thing, I jumped on video. So I've been doing this for a long time. This is not, I had nothing to do during the pandemic and so forth. I think it's that other people had nothing to do with the pandemic. So my views went through the roof.
Okay, okay.
And with regards to other tailors, I mean, playing catch up is maybe the wrong way. I think that, copying is, you're going to be found out very fast in
Mm,
this world because there's so much transparency. Everyone can see everything instantly in their hand. All right.
mm,
And the worst thing that you can do, and I've never been a copier, you know what I'm saying? You borrow certain styles as a designer, and then you make them your own, but you
mm.
always give credit to that designer. So I think my favorite designer when it comes to suits is Tom Ford. And there are a
Okay.
couple of aspects of his tailoring that I wouldn't say I steal, that have taught me stuff. And
Mm,
then, I've taken those attributes and made them my own, in the sense that, I love his peak lapel, but I can't ever
mm,
go so wide. I love his large elongated buttonhole on the cuff. Okay,
mm.
um, but I don't like the five buttons that are all spread out. I rather do four compact overlapping. And I love his gauntlet cuff, which I was wearing anyways, which he borrowed from tailoring history. And I love his gauntlet cuff, but his is very large and wraps around. He's reduced it. Mine is very small from the front. These are just little touches where I learned stuff from one specific person. But I wouldn't say I'm an innovator. I would say that I'm bold. I wouldn't say that I'm a planner at all. I don't think things out because I work in such a dynamic environment, and dynamic doesn't have to mean that you're looking at screens and you've concocted a new algorithm, and this algorithm is running through the global markets at light speed and stuff. I'm telling you, even if I have one customer face to face every hour, that is a very dynamic environment because you're getting to know someone brand new every hour on the hour and trying to create something for them. And what differentiates me from every designer out there is that I'm bespoke completely from scratch, right? And I don't dictate, I create. I delve into my clients' minds and I bring their vision to life. And we're going to talk about anything you want to talk about, right? But I'm going to say one thing, which will probably be, pretty much the answer to everything, is that it's always about the suit. Okay. It doesn't matter what I do. If I'm not making good suits, if I'm not creating suits for my clients, the suits that they love, then I wouldn't be here where I am right now, regardless of what stupidity I was doing.
Did you always want to be a tailor growing up?
So it was not about being a tailor. It's about people. All right. So at a very young age, when I was in my shop and, maybe only 5 foot tall, I'm always looking up and there were so many people in my shop with my father and my dada. Okay. And, and I feel great that you're Indian, by the way. And I have to say that. We live in a very strange world where tribalism is looked down upon. You know what I mean? And I can't understand that. I'd love to talk about that as well. But let me answer your question first. Okay. So, at a young age, you're meeting legends like Ivan Lendl, Stefan Edberg, Boris Becker, John McEnroe, Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan, Wham, Pet Shop Boys, snooker world champions like Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry. And the list goes on and on and on. Roberta Flack, I don't know if you remember her. She was an amazing singer. I'm just pulling stuff off the top of my head. It's not about tailoring, right? I didn't understand that. And it's not about clothes. I didn't understand it. It's too young. I'm not wearing a suit myself. You know what I mean? And, my parents forced, they lied to me and said that we were poor. It was the biggest lie they ever did. So they kept me living very, very poorly. Okay. So I was never, educated about clothes. All I'd ever wear was t-shirt and jeans and stuff. But it was all about people. And, I was forced to go to the shop when I was a youngster, meaning say 11 and under. And, to just do data entry, manual data entry, right? There's no computers at that time. And then from the ages of 11 to 16, during my Christmas holidays, summer holidays, and Easter holidays, my father never took me on vacation anywhere ever. I'd have to come to the shop. I wasn't forced, but I'd come to the shop and work alongside my father, my chacha, and my dada. Okay. So very young age, I'm living proof of child labor in China, but not forced labor. And it was always about the people, and it was always about how dynamic it is. I remember one day, it was a Monday, and we're vegetarian on Mondays, or at least I used to be. And I came up to lunch with my dad at my dada's house. And I was just speaking, I was probably 12 years old, just turned 12. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Bring the food. I'm so hungry. Bring the food. I'm so hungry. Okay. To the dining table. And, we had dal and puri and chowder and stuff. And I realized I didn't understand why I was so hungry. I never really wailed like that. And my father says, because you work so hard today. How many people do you think you talked to? And it was only 1 o'clock. So we've been doing that from say 9:30 to 1, meeting person after person, talking to person after person, only as a 12-year-old. How much the fuck do you talk then? Excuse my language. Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah, of course. You can
You
swear all you
sure?
want. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So you know what I mean? Like, and in those days, it wasn't about design. And it wasn't about eccentricity in any ways. It was about price and speed. Okay. And we were selling on price and speed that, nowhere globally could you make it a suit as cheap as us. And nowhere globally could you make a suit as fast as us. All right. And people were just picking gray, black, blue, pinstripe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a check. No fancy linings, no designs, single breasted or double breasted. If it's single breasted, 2 button and 3 buttons. Double breasted, 4 button and 6 button. 1 to do, 2 to do, etc. Et it's much more swifter. There are no buttons, selection, colored stitching, this, that. That's something that I invented. Now, Paul Smith, Ted Baker might tell you differently. But who's to say that, both me, Paul Smith, and Ted Baker had the same epiphany at the same time and started making suits more fun? For me, it was not an epiphany. It was just progression, evolution. It started getting more and more and more fun. And that's when I became a designer. Okay. I never got taught any of this. I finished high school here in Hong Kong. I finished my A levels and I went to New York. I went to NYU, studied finance and economics. The city was very cold. And my father was always yelling at me about how much money he's spending on education. God knows why he sent me away anyways. He was insistent. So I finished in 3 years rather than 4. I should have stayed for 5. You know what I'm saying? Because you have your whole life to work. Where did you go to university?
I went to a local college in a small town here in India, in a place called Mangalore.
Okay. And have you done your master's yet?
No,
Is it something that you want to do?
I don't think so. I'm happy with my bachelor's degree. I have a job, and I don't think there is a necessity for master's degree right now.
Well, I don't have a master's. I see so many people doing their masters now, both young and middle age. Tell me something. What did you do in your undergrad degree?
It was I specialized in finance.
So I did finance and economics, and I ended up working for a law firm here in Hong Kong. Okay,
Mm.
doing telecoms conspiracy and anti-piracy, a big British law firm called Herbert Smith. Then I moved to London. I worked there for 6 months, and I moved to London for a year, and I worked with 2 different startups. One was a personal concierge company, and the other was an online auction site. It's a long time ago, you know what I mean? Where internet penetration in the United Kingdom was less than 0.1%. Okay, very very naive market. So there was no fascination with becoming a tailor. Okay, and I'll explain something very important to you now. The reason, and hindsight is a wonderful thing. Now, whether I was piecing this all together in my mind back then, I couldn't tell you. What I can tell you is this: my parents split when I was 11. All right,
Mm.
and my mom took me and my sisters to my nanny's place. Okay, but very soon after, now I hardly knew my dad, and he worked all day every day, so I'd only see him on Sundays. Okay, and so I really hadn't have a tight relationship with my dad. But I love my dada and daddy, and I love Sam's Taylor, and I loved who we are. Okay, and back then my dad hadn't worked with the United States president yet. He had worked with the United Kingdom royal family, including the Queen and her husband, whilst my parents were still together. And he had worked with, talking about pre-divorce, specifically Margaret Thatcher. I mean, it's fucking huge at that time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right? We were talking about, when Thatcher's Thatcher, right? And then, of course, like the whole host of other celebrities that I just mentioned, including all those tennis players and those Australian stars and those American stars and stuff. And you can't get bigger than Wham and Pet Shop Boys in the mid-1980s. You talk about Wham, George Michael, Andrew Ridgeley, and the Pet Shop Boys in the 1980s. Prior to that, he worked with David Bowie, in the 1970s. You know what I'm saying? For my father, the list goes on and on and on. So, I'm a good Sindhi boy, right? And stuff. And I'm a good Sindhi boy when it comes to being a Sindhi boy. That doesn't have to be stereotypical, and that doesn't have to be discriminatory, right? I mean, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be, bro. You mean Virat Kohli's not Sindhi? I fucking love him. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? It's got, it doesn't mean I only love Sindhis and stuff, but I want, I have a cultural and traditional value set that I wanted to adhere to, and in that period of time, divorce wasn't one of them. Okay, we're talking about 1988 here and stuff. I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to be with the Melwanis, and I realized that I was the last of my lineage. Okay, and even at a very young age, that kind of shit was important to me. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. And my sisters were very young, and I was like, Mom, I've got to go. I can't leave Dad alone. And I did. And my father was surprised and heartbroken. Again, heartbroken because so overwhelmed that his son, who he hardly has a relationship with, has come and worked with him. Mera baap hai? Baal ke nahi? Tell him to come in. I'll introduce you to my father. Okay.
Sure.
Um, and so I've been with my dad since. You know what I mean? Since from 88 to now 2023, soon to be 2024. And it was the allure of the clients. It was the allure of heritage. It was the allure. Papa, come here. This is my father. This is Pratham in India. Come and say hello. Jaldi na. The great man himself. Come, he can't see you. You've got to come and sit here. Sit down for a minute.
Yeah, okay.
No, you need to sit down.
Yeah.
Jada zidi hai na? So the
Okay.
great man himself, he's an MBE from Queen Elizabeth. He is knighted by the King of Belgium, and he has a whole host of other awards from the Hong Kong government.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you, sir.
So I don't think it was, oh, do you want to be a tailor, right?
Mm.
Like, and stuff. It wasn't about the job. It was about working alongside my father, who was a great man, who was doing great things already before he was awarded all this stuff. I remember when my parents were still together, my father took me to the presidential suite of the Mandarin Oriental to work with the Danish royal family. We're talking about the king, queen, prince, princesses of Denmark. Now, to me today, whoever you are, whichever country you are, a prince or princess, king or queen, okay, you are somebody to me. Okay,
Mm.
I respect stuff like that. All right,
Mm.
the youth of this world globally don't. I think Asians primarily do. Anglo-Saxons definitely don't. Okay, and stuff. But if you ask anybody, would you like to be born a king or a prince? If they're telling you no, they're fucking lying to you, bro. They're fucking lying to you. Whoever says no, they're fucking lying to you. And then that shows you the measure of them. So, why wouldn't I want to be my father's son if that is my
Mm.
birthright? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was never about I wanted to be a tailor. It was I wanted to be a part of this thing that's special that I don't really know anything about because my father's not a good teacher. In fact, he doesn't
Mm.
teach. My father is taught me how to swim, and now I'm a great swimmer
Mm.
by throwing me at the deep end of the pool every Sunday, and he'd say, "Go die, go die, 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 die." He wouldn't say drown. I'd be crying and crying and crying. I'm 10 and under, and it could be 5, it could be 6 or 7. But he'd never jump in and get me because he can't
Mm.
fucking swim himself. So he's out of the deep end. And I never went for swimming lessons, but I'm a great swimmer. So my strokes aren't great, but I mean, I'll stay in the water forever. Okay. When I went on my first mail order trip, and I've only done 4 or 5. I went to London thrice, New York once, and Singapore once. When I was cutting my teeth, okay, working for my dad in those first few years, and I book a suite in a foreign city, and I take orders and stuff. I'm about to go to New York. I've never done this in my life. It's very early in my career, and I told my dad, "Are you going to teach me how to measure? Are you going to teach me how to measure?" He said, "No." Who the fuck taught me? Which is bullshit because he learned, and he had a lot more years behind him before he started doing these shows. So one of my tailors, a guy called Hong, taught me how to measure. And fear is fuel. You know what I'm saying? Fear is fuel. A lot of people who are scared, I teach my son, don't ever be scared. Uh, Fear is fuel, right?
Mm.
It moves you forward. And I did it, and I came into my own element. I said, okay, this is something I'll conquer, but it's not something I want to do. I don't want to be in a hotel room halfway across the world taking
Mm.
orders from people. I want to be in home base. So, everybody in my community, okay, and then respect and clients as well would say you would make so much more money if you be on the road all the time. You make so much more money if you be on the road all the time, which is fucking true. But that's not what something I wanted. And my mantra became I want to bring the world to Sam's Taylor.
Mm.
And when social media happened, I jumped on that. It gave me an opportunity to create a free window for the whole world to watch me.
Mm.
Now, I, if you've noticed, okay, let me ask you a few questions first, okay, and then
Sure.
we can go on. Is this content okay with you? Are you
Yeah,
happy with
yeah.
this discussion?
I'm happy with this kind of conversations. Yeah.
Okay, great. Because I think this is great conversation. You know
Mm.
what I mean? You're going to be able to cut this up however you want. You're going to get a lot
Yeah.
out of it rather than one just big video. I mean, I'm going to give you
Mm.
a lot of insightful stuff. Um, so, I forgot my question. Okay. How did you find me the first time?
Okay. So I found a video of yours on a meme channel. It was not even your channel. There was some meme
On,
channels on
on
Instagram.
which platform? Be specific with me. On which
On
platform?
Instagram. On
So it
Instagram.
shows up on your feed.
Yes.
And what video was that?
It was a compilation of you, touching your customers and saying stuff like "plenty of consent." Look at the big, huge planets. I thought it
Hmm.
was really funny, and then I
Okay.
looked. Then I said, "You know what? I need to find this guy." And then I found Sam Taylor. This was, I think, a few months ago, maybe almost a year ago. I'm not sure exactly when. And then I fell in love with your content. It was so interesting, and during these times when everybody's so thin-skinned and woke, and where everybody's getting offended by comedy, you were saying the raw jokes, the kind of jokes that I used to make when I
From
I
the
was a child.
1980s, right? You mean the Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy sort of fucking jokes from the 1980s, right or
yeah.
wrong?
Yeah, so when I was growing up, when I was a kid in the 90s and in the early 2000s, These were the kind of jokes that I used to say, and we had a great time. And you are so natural at that, and I fell in love with that kind of content.
So it's great that you say that. I didn't know what your answer would be, and Matt, I just want to ask you before I continue. How often do you go to my channel, or does it just pop up? How often you see my videos daily, or you binge them from time to time? Yeah, I'd like to get an insight on that.
Yeah.
No
I
sugarcoating, please.
Yeah, I think I binged them when I just found your channel. But
Yeah.
nowadays, it just I don't go to the Sam Taylor or Roshan Melwani page. It just pops on my feed, and I just watch the entire 30 seconds or 60 seconds of the video.
Now let me ask you one thing. When did you get the idea to reach out to me?
It was, I think, I maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
And did you expect me to be so forthcoming?
No, I'll be honest with you. Some of the very busy people, some of the big people like yourself, they either take a lot of time to reply or they don't reply, and I get that. People are very busy, so I
So
yeah.
I'll interrupt you now. Okay, so you've got to understand one thing, right? I put up a lot of content. All right,
Mm,
you know, tell me if I'm wrong. Okay,
mm,
I'm gonna have a great chat with you, a very educated young man. I think that I'm the most prolific content creator on the planet.
mm,
I don't think that anyone puts up as much unique, and all my content is unique. Every single
mm,
thing I do is unique. I don't think anyone puts up as much unique content as I do, as rampantly as I do, as prolific as I do. Okay,
mm,
I'm putting up one, two, three, four, sometimes five new things every day. Okay, you'll get my side by side virtually every day, if not every day. You'll get my live stream virtually every day, if not every day. You'll get something to do with a celebrity, maybe something to do with my son Rian, something to do with family, something to do with a party, okay? Something to do with government, something to do with some sort of adventure, etc., etc., etc. And now, in recent times, you'll get maybe a collaboration, okay?
mm,
So, you know what I mean? We know without doubt that the Roshan Melwani channel, okay,
mm,
will without fail, the Sam Taylor, Roshan Melwani, everything to do with me, will without fail give you two unique pieces of content every single day forever. Okay,
mm,
and it's been going on for so long. And and I think that I know that the attraction to me is the complete transparency of me overall.
mm,
Maybe the most fun and the most watched is the silly videos of side by side. Okay,
mm,
but you don't even need to take a deep dive to see what's really going on with me. That I
mm,
am a businessman, I am a father, I'm a son, I'm a local icon, I'm a patriot, I love being an Indian. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on and stuff.
mm,
Now, you've got to understand what a ruse is, and I never meant any of this to be a ruse, okay, at all. So I never think to myself that the butt slapping and all is a ruse to lock people in. No, that's just me. That's me
mm,
doing what I do. But what is me that people like to watch overall? The belief in me is the transparency that they really do know everything that's going on in my life. And so forth. I don't need to do a video diary and all that nonsense. If there's any significant thing going on, I'm broadcasting it. And there's always something significant every day. I mean, my life is exciting and stuff. So I saw that with my father. It was never about tailoring. It's never about, do you want to be a tailor? It was about, you've got to understand something. You know who John Travolta is, right?
yeah.
Okay. So when I was 10 or 11 or 12, you mean? I think it was 10. Do you understand how big John Travolta was? He was the fucking Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt of this day. There was no Tom Cruise. There was no Brad Pitt. Okay? There was no Justin Timberlake. Okay?
Mm.
There was fucking Tom Cruise. All right?
John Cruise.
Excuse me, John Travolta. We're talking about the 1980s here, brother.
Mm,
My dad took me to John Travolta's hotel room. It was at the Park Lane Hotel in Causeway Bay to
mm,
make clothes for him. He's fucking John Travolta. We don't even have
mm,
Pulp Fiction yet, bro. But he was fucking
mm,
John Travolta, the motherfucking man, global superstar. Before we had David Beckham, he was a global superstar. Tell me which girl or guy did not watch Saturday Night Fever, did not watch Grease. Do you understand how iconic those movies are and that they went global, all India, all China, all world? He was fucking John Travolta. And my father, at the age of 10, takes me to meet him, to make clothes for him, right? I mean, is something that I wanted to be a part of, right?
Mm.
You know what I mean? That was the lure and stuff. But by the time I joined my business, right, I had no interest ever in chasing celebrities. That wasn't it. Okay. And it's not like we are chasing celebrities every day, like TMZ and so forth. And no disrespect to them whatsoever. I think what they do is remarkable. Their content is just not for me because I'm not interested. Right. But
Mm.
I think they're remarkable because they are ballsy, they're courageous, they are educated, they have guile, right? It's just that the content they deliver, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in celebrities. I'm not interested in this weird shit. This person wore this, and they were caught there, and so forth. And I'm not interested in stuff like that. Right? It's nothing to do with it.
Mm.
But I think what they do is great. So we're not sitting here monitoring the movements of celebrities, right? So when I came in, it wasn't about celebrities. It was people, bro. I don't drink. I haven't drank for 12 and a half years. Is your screen okay? I can't see you well, but I can see myself perfectly. Can you see me well?
Yeah, I can see you well. Can you hear me well?
The record, I can hear you fine, but you've gone all fuzzy. I just don't want to spoil your recording.
No, I think you don't have to worry about that because when the video is produced, the end product, the video will be fine.
Okay, great. So it's about people, and celebrities come and see us because we're a safe haven. It's not like we're going to call fucking TMZ, okay,
Mm.
to come and meet us here. Celebrities also have a limited amount of time, just like other people. Celebrities don't have time for people to get shit wrong, just like other people, just like you and me, don't have time for people to get shit wrong. So we're good, we're fast,
Mm.
and we're honest. You know what I mean? And you don't have to believe me. I'm not making a pitch here or an appeal, right?
Mm.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to continue to live my life and show what I'm capable of and not hide anything. My father doesn't like it. He doesn't like me being so transparent. He feels that we'll get nazar, and we do get nazar. I believe in that, okay?
Okay.
But Tom Cruise gets nazar.
Okay.
David Beckham gets nazar. Brad Pitt gets nazar. You think Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi don't get nazar?
Okay.
Do you
When
understand what
you
I'm saying?
yeah,
If
when you say
you,
nazar,
if
you
you
mean like bad eye, bad sight.
evil eyes, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, like, yeah, if you want to be somebody, right, you have to
Mm.
face it. You
Mm.
have to face the public, the government, the haters, and the gods, the
Mm.
spirits, and the demons.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You have to
Yeah.
face everything.
Okay. Okay. And it's earlier you spoke about tribalism, and it was not just about being a tailor, it was about being your father's son. And now you have a son too. A lot of young people nowadays are choosing not to get married, not to have children. They're not interested in continuing their family name for, because I don't know, for various reasons, good or bad. uh, what do you think about that? Why is it so important for you to continue the family's legacy?
Okay, why is it important to me?
Yeah.
An absolute multitude of reasons. Okay, I
Mm.
don't even know where to begin. Okay, but I'm going to try. Pratham, I'm born with 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 legs, 2 hands, a beautiful face. Okay. All right. That is a gift from God. Okay. And it's a gift from my parents. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not starving, never have. You know what I mean? Life is good. Life is good. And it's not like I grew up flying first class. It's not like I grew up even flying. From 1988 from 1988 to 2003, I never, 1988 to 1988 to 1993, I never even left the fucking country. My
Mm.
dad wouldn't even send me anywhere. He wouldn't pay for a fucking airline ticket. Jesus, you know what I mean? He's tough. He's a very tough guy. All right. But you have this name where you walk around in Hong Kong and everybody knows you're your father's son. Okay.
Mm.
You have this name where you see people from all over the world. The door opens and they're like, "Oh my God, Sam, I saw you on this TV show. Oh my God, Sam," talking about my father. "I
Mm.
saw you in this newspaper. Oh my God, Sam, I read about you in this magazine. Oh my God, Sam, I saw you in this guidebook. Oh my goodness, Sam, my friend told me I have to come and see you." Okay.
Mm.
So I cannot, and remember one thing, my
Mm.
father and my chacha did not want me to join this business. Okay.
Okay.
2 reasons. One is that they did not want me to work so hard like they do because this is a bitch, 6.5 days a week.
Mm.
Okay. I gave you this slot today because it's a half day. I knew I'm not going to, I come off an interview. I did an interview on Wednesday, I think it was, and I'm just drained. I'm
Mm.
drained because I give my all, and it goes, and I don't know. Just I'm in free flow during the interview, but once the hour is done, I'm like, oh my god, I'm just a lot has come out of me because it's a lot of emotion and stuff. So my father and Chacha did not want me to join. They were highly against it. One reason was they didn't want me to work so hard. Okay. Second reason is they knew they couldn't control me no matter what, because they want to control me because that's their nature. Okay, it's their way or the highway. Okay. And three, they knew that I wasn't some lalu to just sit and eat shit. Okay. So no matter how many times over the years they've told me to get out, till today they will tell me to get out. Right? I haven't gone, and I've still done stuff my way. That doesn't mean I'm ziddy or anything, or I'm just immature and stuff. I got to do what's good for me and for my future, and I've been vindicated. I've been vindicated in every ways, and every single thing that I've done. Of course, I make mistakes. I mean, so many mistakes. Who doesn't make mistakes? Okay, you're 30 years old. You're working for the. You have to make mistakes. You don't make
Yeah.
mistakes. It's not normal, right? You're not an algorithm. You're not a fucking bot. You know what I mean? And algorithms, AI, and bots also make mistakes. So we're
Yeah.
human. I make a mistake every day. I made a mistake yesterday, a big one. That's part of life, and that's why you need a team, and you need a mentor, and you need a leader to come rescue you. Okay, and stuff. So they knew they don't have those leadership skills. Number one, okay, they knew that they couldn't mold me. They knew that they couldn't control me, so they didn't want me in this business. But I wasn't willing to not give this a go. Okay, because when I finally joined Sam Tailor full time, we were already 43 years old. 43 years old. Okay, I helped my father take us to 50 years when the Hong Kong government then issued a commemorative stamp of us, the Sam Tailor
Wow.
50-year anniversary stamp. How good is that, right? You know what I mean?
Insane. Yeah.
And in that time, in that first 7 years, I already ended up working with President Bush Sr. twice, President Clinton at least 5 times, and President Bush Jr. once. I mean, it's fucking incredible. Along with a whole host of other stars. You have to understand that Hong Kong has fucked itself during the pandemic. Okay, China has fucked itself. I'm a patriot. Okay, I'm an Indian first. All right, but when it comes to government and politics, I'm Chinese because this is my home. I believe in power and proximity, and I'm a patriot in every ways. And if I'm not happy, I can leave. Right? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people think that you're not allowed to criticize your government, that you'll be locked up, which is very naive. Okay, you know what I mean? This isn't some prehistoric time, all right? And I don't want to mention other governments because everybody takes offense nowadays to people saying stuff and so forth. You have free rule in China, all right, to do what you want, okay? But just like in the United States and the United Kingdom and India, sedition is against the law, all right? Saying the Chinese government are a bunch of fucking idiots is not against the law, all right? Saying the Chinese government fucked up during COVID, saying the Chinese President Xi, fucked up during COVID is a matter of opinion. And we have free speech here in China. Okay? I've just said it on video. Okay? Plotting against your government is illegal in any country in the world. Rallying people, okay, creating troops, whether they're students, they protest, etc., to overturn the government is illegal in every country. Protests, peaceful or not peaceful, are legal in every country, as they are here in Hong Kong and China. Okay, you don't get locked up for protesting. You get locked up for plotting to overthrow your government. Okay, that is, I mean, you get locked up. Can't remember the word for that exactly, but you get locked up for being a traitor. Okay, and you get locked up for colluding with other governments to overthrow your own government. Okay, that is all illegal in every single country on the planet. But CNN and BBC have turned the world into believing that China is like Nazi Germany or something, and all of us are running around, in fear. Now, I don't even want to use that connotation. I take that back because I wasn't around in Nazi Germany, so I actually don't know how it is. I'm just using that in terms of what people have spread around for the last 60 years, 70 years, and stuff. But no, it's not true, and it's not. China's not the Matrix. We're not all plugged in, and the random Keanu Reeves who escape are being arrested. Okay, none of that exists. You're talking about a country of 1.4 billion people. Okay, and then you're talking about hundreds of millions of Chinese around the world globally who go back home every Christmas, summer, Easter. And this is true because you live in a country of 1.4 billion people, okay, who have hundreds of millions of us around the world who come home all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not Cuba or Venezuela or Rwanda where people are trying to escape. There's nobody trying to escape from China, and there's nobody trying to escape from India. Okay, you know this,
Yes.
right? So don't ever believe anything that the Western media say about China, because I'm here living it.
Mm.
Okay, and I'm giving you all a window on how I'm living it. I mean, do I look like I'm oppressed? I have a fucking thoroughbred horse who's winning. I don't know if you watch these videos. I take my fans, I take the public on a different journey every year, a different journey every quarter, a different journey every month. There's something fascinating happening in my life. Okay? I have so much content. Like, I went out last night to a party. I used to put content up about parties before and stuff. I don't even do that anymore. You know what I mean? I don't have time and space for that because there's so much going on at work. There's so much more civic stuff I'm involved with. There's so much, my kids are older, so much more of their stuff to broadcast. And there's so many collaborations and interviews that I'm doing that I don't post any of my party stuff. But I was legendary for that, giving the world an insight on how you party in Hong Kong. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is a free country. And this is what Westerners say. They say that, can you elect your own leader? No. But if that's your version of democracy, then we're not a democracy. Okay? But other than that, today is the district council elections for my district where I live. And a Punjabi guy is running for the seat. A Muslim guy, Pakistani Muslim, is running for a seat. And a Bangladeshi Muslim is running for a seat alongside Chinese guys of our district. Okay? And I'm going to go vote after this interview. I'm going to take my son. Okay? And he's going to record me voting. Okay? So just because we can't appoint our own leader, vote for our own leader, we are condemned as a dictatorship or a non-democracy and stuff. The word democracy, the whole value set of democracy is overrated, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Okay?
I agree. I agree.
Okay? I don't believe in free speech if it's used for hate, if it's used to defend yourself against hate. I don't believe that you're in a better position because you got to vote. All right?
Yeah.
For so long, until COVID, China's policy was incredible for all of us living in China because we printed money. We just printed it. Okay? And for the first time in their history, they made a big fuck up. Okay? For the first time since Tiananmen Square, they fucked up with COVID. We all know they fucked up. They know they fucked up. Okay? They're just too proud to admit it. And I'm not going to get arrested for saying that. Okay? That is not subversion. That is not sedition. That is not being a traitor. This is not espionage. This is no collusion here. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I will not get arrested for saying that my government fucked up on its COVID policy. Okay? And I'm happy to say that on the airwaves.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, this is a very refreshing political opinion because I've heard this before as well. There was a person called Jayant Bandari. He's a global investor and he's been on the podcast and he's traveled throughout the world and he's been to China and he says, China isn't as bad as the mainstream media says it is because everything works there. The roads are great. The trains are
So
great.
good.
Yeah.
So good. I don't know if you've been here, okay? But it's beautiful. Now, before there was Dubai, there was Hong Kong, okay? And everything worked. Before there was Dubai, there was Shanghai and Beijing and Guangzhou and Shenzhen, okay? Which had everything. Super highways, clean metros, brilliant taxis, gorgeous paved streets, trees everywhere. Thank you to Singapore for inspiring all of us.
Yeah.
Okay? But the tallest, shiniest, most gorgeous skyscrapers ever. Okay? Before anywhere else. We are so far ahead of the curve. But we have our own value set. Our own traditions. Which for some reason, a small new country, the United States, okay, which is a very small country and a very new country, compared to every country in Asia and Europe, in terms of age, and small in terms of compared to every country in Asia. I mean, we've got 100-something, 200 million people in Pakistan, 100-something million people in Bangladesh, nearly 100 million people in Nepal, over 100 million people in Indonesia, nearly 100 million people in Philippines, Vietnam. I can go on and on and on. Right? Our numbers are staggering, okay, and stuff. But yet, for some reason, we are judged by their political model. It's nothing to do with us. How would you like it? How would we like it if we Hindus or us Sikhs or us Jains were judged on Christianity? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. They're very swift to condemn. What's it called? Sharia law. Sharia law, and so I don't know anything about it, but it's nothing to do with me because I don't live there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? I got enough fucking problems here, bro. I don't have fucking problems here that I'm going to go out and march and hate on Sharia law in Islamic countries that I've never been to, that I don't understand. I don't understand their history, their heritage. And like I said, I believe in power and proximity. People are not happy, let them fucking leave, right?
Hmm. Okay.
You know what I mean? They don't
Yeah.
need people from the West trumpeting for them.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. So, what do you think India can learn from China? The reason why I'm asking is because you're in a unique position. You're a person of Indian ethnicity. I'm sure
Yes.
you've been in India many times.
Yes. Cut the
And,
bullshit out in the middle. Okay.
okay.
The taking and the bullshit is not good enough.
Mm,
Okay. If you want to rise, you have to be very precise.
mm,
Okay. The rise of the Chinese machine was based on precision and speed.
mm,
Everyone till today working for the same cause. And that's how the United States was built. Everyone, when the United States was being built and turned into the greatest country in the world, because everyone was a patriot.
mm,
Okay. Socialism, leftism, wokeism hadn't penetrated the mainstream back then.
mm.
Okay. Capitalism and pride, patriotism propel. I know I'm not wrong here, and you know I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, the history
Yeah.
says it.
Mm,
Capitalism, patriotism, pride
mm,
propelled the United States
mm,
to the best country on the planet by fucking far.
mm.
Okay,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and now the Chinese have their own version of capitalism. Why can't we not have our own version of capitalism? Why does our version of capitalism, why does our version of democracy have to mirror the Western version of it?
Mm. Okay.
Our version of capitalism, our version of patriotism, our version of pride, and you can understand the last term, pride,
Yes. Mm,
nationalistic pride, has taken us to the forefront of the world.
mm,
And that's what India can learn, okay?
mm,
They have to say that this is our desh, that we are all one. They've got to shed, the problem with India is they've got to shed that, the situation I'm in
mm.
shackles me. That is not true. That is not
Yeah.
true at all.
Mm,
Okay?
mm,
You've got to shed that mentality.
yeah.
If you want to succeed, you have to be part of the machine first.
Mm,
You're not going to succeed sitting outside the machine complaining.
mm,
And you don't have Chinese people constantly sitting around bitching the government out and asking the government for fucking handouts. They
mm.
get up, they go to work, and they build a fucking great country. They've built a superpower.
Yeah. That was. I completely agree with you on that, and I know a lot of people are going to get triggered by that because everybody nowadays wants to be a victim and all
Yeah,
that.
then they're fucking triggered. The more they get triggered,
Mm,
the more we rise to the top. Because they're wasting their time being triggered. They're wasting their time not working. They're wasting their time barking, begging
mm,
for attention. Let them. Far is better we are controversial
yeah.
because it puts them in their tracks. It keeps them in their tracks. They do focus on concentrating on us and the shit that we spew, and we can go ahead and succeed, which is what we want to do. We want to build.
All right. So I want to ask you a few light-hearted questions, if
Yeah.
you don't mind. Yeah. So
You
you
can
have.
ask me anything.
Yeah. So
I have
you
plenty
have.
of, I have plenty of time for you.
Yeah. So you have smacked a lot of asses: Chinese,
Yeah.
Filipino, Indian, and it's all part of your service. So from your experience, can you tell me which ethnicity or which race of people has the best tush or the best planets?
Okay. Honestly, I can't. All right. I'll tell you why. Because no race, the physicality of specific physicalities are not consigned to a particular
Mm,
race. Okay. Color is, accents are not. You can be an Indian guy born in South Africa and you'll grow up talking like a South African. Okay. So physicality is not something that's assigned to race. So there is no favorite and stuff. Secondly, I'm not attracted to male ass. I'm so sorry. So even I can't be judgmental. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just not attracted to male ass. Thirdly, I am in a situation now where people are begging me to smack ass. All right, and I mean, like, it is just insane. I don't ask to smack anyone's ass. I'm just being begged. Sometimes I do it on video. May I smack your ass to make sure the audience knows that I have consent, right,
mm,
and so forth. Um, I mean, it's a great question, honestly is, and I wish I could give you an answer.
mm,
I truly do. And I promise you this, one day if I have an answer for you, and it's very rare that I cannot serve up an answer, you've seen this,
mm.
um, well, that demonstrates how honest I'm being. No, I
Yeah.
don't have a particular ethnicity that I prefer in terms of ass smacker.
Mm,
Um, let me put you this. Let me add to this though, right? I think that you you have to understand I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, right? And
Mm,
opposites attract. Okay, and we grew up in a time where there were many more boundaries, but also many less boundaries. Okay,
mm,
there are many more boundaries in the sense that you treated women in a specific way. Okay,
mm,
you waited till you were a certain age to do a certain thing. Okay, those boundaries are fucking gone now. All right,
mm,
the boundaries are up now. Fuck, if I'm kissing my son on the
mm,
cheek by the swimming pool, I'm gonna get fucking cancelled by Meta. Do you
mm,
understand what I'm saying? Right?
mm,
Me and my son's photos by the swimming pool in Hong Kong, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur will get taken down
mm,
by Meta, and I'll get banned for 3 days from the platform and stuff. That's the fucking boundaries that we have now. Psychotic. Okay, it's very very strange. So I have no specific ass that I like to smack, but I think for me the most fun is when I have a very handsome, very well built white guy
mm,
there, and then I get to basically he allows me to humiliate him. And I don't think humiliate is the right word, because I mean the audience has to be so stupid, which they're not, okay,
mm.
and such degenerates, which they are, to interpret any of that in a negative way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see Pratham, why heroes will always succeed. I'll
Mm,
explain to you. Because cowards lead with hate.
mm,
Even if they don't believe in something, they want to join a crowd and spew hate.
mm,
And heroes won't do that. And that's why heroes will always succeed,
mm,
because heroes rise to the top. Cowards follow the crowd. And that's just it.
mm. So does your wife or any of your family members watch your content and go, God, why does he
Yeah,
keep
everybody
this?
does. So everybody does. Everybody, whether their intentions are good or bad,
Mm,
always tell me to tone it down.
okay.
Uh, my wife doesn't like the fact that I carry women and I spin them around, or I kiss them on the cheek, or I squat them and stuff. But you have to believe in evolution,
Mm,
okay? And Pratham, if I lost my business lost 3.7 million US dollars in operating costs. 3.7 million US dollars in operating costs during the pandemic. Now, let me explain to you why. Because every 2 weeks on a Thursday, our government had their press conference and said we're going to continue locked in for 2 more weeks. Remember, it's not locked down. Maybe you had lockdown, the United States had lockdown, the Western world had lockdown, where you couldn't leave your home, except that we had locked in. We were
mm,
fucking free here to do what the fuck we want.
mm,
We had curfew and everything, but nobody could come in the fucking country, bro.
mm,
And nobody could go to the office, and nobody could go to school. We were locked in. Okay. So my business was decimated. Every 2 weeks for 3 years, on a Thursday, they'd say we're going to extend for another 2 weeks. We're going to extend for another 2 weeks. So there was no roadmap to open it.
mm,
And I could have sat around and did nothing, like my father, like my chacha, like my
mm,
staff, and bleed, bleed, bleed. But a month into the pandemic, I just started live streaming myself, and people liked it. And we started selling suits on live streams and stuff,
mm,
right? And then suddenly, my funny videos, I have over 9,000 videos on Instagram. Those 9,000 videos were not created during the pandemic.
mm,
It's just that over the pandemic, I had such volume of videos already. Okay, we're talking about 8,000 something videos already.
mm,
8,000. Pratham, 8,000, a lot of videos.
mm,
Okay, that some people they had nothing to fucking do, so people started binge watching my videos, and I became mainstream, right?
mm,
And that wasn't born out of the pandemic, bro. That content was all there. So kudos to me, okay, for being bold. So instead of thousands of views that I was getting over the years, it became hundreds of thousands of views, and it became million views, because people had free time, and I infected everyone.
mm,
Okay, when the world was running before the pandemic, you know what I mean, we didn't have fucking Netflix.
mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So look, let me answer your question, which I haven't answered. All right, but I need to give you a long answer, because I need you to believe and understand, because you asked me a great question. When I started putting clients' photos in finished goods on Facebook back in
Mm,
2008, when Facebook allowed photos, my father and uncle yelled the living shit out of me, saying, "Who gave you the right to this?" What the fuck are you talking about? People will get nazar, people will steal our customers. They steal our customers by who? They'll go into the photo and say, "Here, customer come to me," but yelled at. Okay, when I installed the internet in the year 2000 in our shop and built a website, they said, "We're gonna hacked. We're gonna be hacked. We're gonna be hacked." I'm like, "What the fuck? Do you know what is hacking? What are you fucking barking?" You know what I mean? Anything I do, they want against it. When I started live streaming, when I started broadcast, they told me, "Get out, do it from your house. We don't want it here." And I told them, "Fuck you. This is my fucking show." You know what I'm saying? You go fuck yourselves. And then when the money's coming in, then my dad is saying to my staff, Tarzan, are you there? Come here a second, bro. Okay, he's with the client. So then once we have zero business in the shop because the world is in lockdown, okay, all right, and nobody in Hong Kong is going to work, right? Every day my father will ask sister, TikTok ka paisa hai? TikTok ka paisa hai? You know what I mean? And stuff. You know what I mean? The guy who wants me out, my uncle, telling my uncle even throw this guy out, tell him to do it from his house, tell him to do it from the office upstairs, don't broadcast from the shop. I don't want to hear this nonsense going on, but there's nothing there, right? Is asking, did we get orders from TikTok today? Did we get orders from TikTok today? Everybody cringes. People who love me worry for me, okay? And people who hate me also say shit to me. In fact, it's the only people that say good stuff to me are people who hate me because they're masking it all right? Everybody wants to give me advice, okay? Whether they care about me or not, okay? Everybody wants to give me advice. Pratham, I don't know what I'm doing, all right? But at least I'm doing something,
Yeah.
right? I don't know what I'm doing, Pratham, all right? But I can tell you many stories, all right? So let's start.
Okay.
Last night I went out in the town. I don't drink. I haven't drank in 1.5 years. I quickly came down to the restaurant, to the Uber, okay? In that 5 seconds, all these Goras and Chinas, everyone, the street partying and stuff. Sam's Tailor. I ran to my Uber with my wife, okay? I was being mauled already in the elevator, okay? I went to my daughter's school Friday. Today's Sunday morning. I went to my daughter's school Friday for the winter fair, school fair. There's 1,800 kids in the school. Say only half came to the fair, 900 kids. Say only 10% mauled me, okay? 90 people minimum have mauled me for selfies, photos, everything, all right? Everywhere I walk the streets, people grab me, can I have a selfie? Okay, can stop. I love you, bro. I love you, bro. I love you. Sam, say I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Everywhere I go, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Everywhere I go. Japan. I went to Japan in July. I haven't been to Japan in over 40 years since I was a kid. I got off the plane. I'm in line. I went to Japan in July. Whole of 2023, I had a beard. I shaved the morning I'm flying to Japan, just for something different. I put a cap on it. I love my hair. I don't wear sunglasses. I don't wear caps. I wear sunglasses only when the sun is super bright. Okay? I wear cap from time to time. It is a specific reason. Why? I think I'm being honest here. I think I'm very handsome. I don't want to cover my face. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to cover my face. All of 2023, I had a beard. I think I last shaved back end of 22, my wife's birthday. Okay? I shaved the morning I went to Japan, and I'm wearing a baseball cap. I get off the plane, and immigration, one guy goes to me, hey, bro, I love your videos. Can I get a photo? Okay. Get out of I said, I'm fucking Japan here. Get out of immigration. This is Tokyo. I'm waiting for the baggage at the carousel. 2 girls come to me. Say, hey, Sam, we love your videos. Can we do one with you? Done. I reached the Peninsula Hotel. I purposely stayed at the second most expensive hotel, okay, in Japan. I reach the door. This kid who's staying at the hotel, who is from Korea, okay, 19, 20 kid goes, oh my God, Sam Tailor. Takes a photo video with me, tags Peninsula. Next morning, every morning at breakfast is a fan fest at my hotel. Whether it's 1 or 2 or 10 or 12, every day there was something. Every street that I walked in Tokyo, someone said, oh my God, Sam. Okay, whether they were Japanese, American, English, people on vacation, students, oh my God, Sam, I love your videos. I took a train to Osaka after 1 week. Okay, I land in my hotel. There are people waiting for me. Every morning is a fan fest in Osaka. Everywhere that I go in Osaka walking, people recognize me. I'm in the airport flying to Hong Kong from Osaka. Some British Chinese guys, Chinese but born and raised in England, recognizes me. You know what I'm saying? Should I keep going back? You understand? I went to a soccer tournament in May, maybe 3,000 people. 1,500 swarm me for photos. I went to a rugby tournament in March. 30,000 people, maybe 15,000 people. 15,000 people asked me for a selfie and stuff. Bro, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, but at least I'm doing something. Yeah? Right? And forget everything I just said. All right? Forget everything I just said. Just say they want to take a photo with a fool. Everybody wants to take a photo with a class clown. I'm the class clown. I'm a chutia. Okay? Let's say that. Pratham, we've seen in 2023 that hundreds of thousands of kids globally are pretending to be Sam. Have you seen the videos?
Yeah.
Everywhere they're playing Sam Taylor.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
Then from kids in school doing it, it's gone to home games. Instead of charades or Pictionary, each couple is trying to do the best Sam Taylor interpretation to win the game. It's going to people's homes with 20 something olds and 30 something olds. Okay.
Mm,
They're playing Sam Taylor instead of charades, bro, or any other house game. Okay. Pratham, I don't know what I'm doing.
mm,
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to do it. I have no script. I have no editing. Everything I do is quick and dirty.
mm,
Okay? Everything I do is quick and dirty. My father and people in his crew say, Roshan, you're doing all this stuff. You do a lot of civic work for the government and stuff. You know what I mean? People have their eyes on you. You need to tone it down.
mm,
People won't select you for further duties. But they're selecting me now. I'm still
mm,
doing stuff. One high-ranking government official a few weeks ago said, "Can I bring my candidate for tomorrow's election? She's the head of a party. It's a district council election, today's election. I mean, can I bring him to shoot video in a shop? If I was a chutia, okay, and she not shoot video for her platform. For her platform, I dwarf that party's platform, okay. My numbers dwarf anybody here in Hong Kong, right?
mm,
But she wants her candidate, okay, to be in a video with me, a video shot by me, no script, quick and dirty, broadcast it everywhere. She trusts me with that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't know what I'm doing, bro. And I know the fall will come because that's part of life, right? You know what I mean? You always have to fall. And if you think you don't, then you're stupid, right? It's how you handle that, bounce back from that, and so forth. Am I humble? No. It's very difficult to be humble and courageous, adventurous, and motivated at the same time. Okay? It is very difficult. Okay? Only the great people of this world who have succeeded in every platform that are humble as well are Mahatma Gandhi,
mm,
Mother Teresa, the current Pope, etc., etc. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm
mm,
not of that state, right? I'm just finding myself in this journey and trying to enjoy it. You know what I mean? And in every moment, I'm grateful. And will I make mistakes? Yes. Do I make mistakes? Yes.
mm.
And stuff. Am I forgiving myself for those mistakes? No, I'm not forgiving
Mm,
myself. That's too childish.
yeah.
You can't forgive yourself, but you don't beat yourself up.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Right? I don't know what I'm doing. It's just like fatherhood. You know what I mean? I feel I'm a great dad, and my kids love me, and everyone online can
mm,
see that.
mm,
And but if there was a rule on fatherhood, if there's a rule on parenthood, there'd only be one book in the bookshop or no books. But there's fucking 1,000 books on parenting in the bookshop. It
mm.
means all of it is wrong, right? There's no right answer.
Yeah. So if there's one thing that I've learned from this conversation with you is that ego is good. Ego is probably good because to a certain extent, because earlier you said that you are the most prolific content creator. You went on praising yourself, and you have a track record to say that. So I think if you are doing a great job, I think you can talk big, which is what you're doing. And I think that's something that I learned from you, that you have to honestly believe in yourself, and that's something that I learned from you in this conversation.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that if you don't look, any athlete, all right, any politician, any businessman, okay, they have to believe themselves. Any vocational person has to believe he's going to be able to fix a fucking toilet. Any person who's in tech has to believe he's going to crack the algorithm. Any scientist has to believe they're going to come up with a solution. I mean, I don't know. I think ego is an interpretation. All right. I also think that ego. I've always said that I'm never going to need a self-help book. I'm not going to have mental health issues, and I'm not going to need to medicate. Okay,
Mm,
and my view of myself helps me with all those things. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't doubt myself. I don't ever think that I look bad. Um, I'm not scared of what people think of me, and so forth. I have a very singular belief in who I am and what I am. I know I'm not the finished article, but I'm not working on being the finished article. I'm working on my fumes. Okay,
mm,
I'm fueling myself. And that's pretty much it. And I need to take this journey somewhere for the sake of my name, for my family, for my heritage. I
mm,
took Sam Cedar me and my father took Sam Cedar 50 years. I've taken it to 60 years, 65 years, 66 years. Next year will be 67. I need to
mm,
create a platform, some sort of platform for my children, whether they take it or not. Okay.
mm,
This legacy, this heritage, this gift cannot die with me.
mm,
Okay. If it dies with me, it must be immortalized. Okay. I
mm,
don't know if that is ego, but I will not be judged on failing my lineage.
mm,
Okay, that is not going to happen. Okay, that's the, you know what I mean. I'm not going to be judged on feeling my lineage. I have added to it
mm,
in the most unpredictable of ways, because we didn't know the way the world is going to turn. You know what I mean? I've grabbed the bull by the horns. And in my father's day, it was about great suits
mm,
at a very cheap price with a very swift turnaround.
mm,
Bank on Sam Taylor. In Roshan's day, it's become about phenomenal suits,
mm,
unique as anything, amazing fit, sensational fit. Can't beat the fucking fit. I gift wrap people. Fucking I invented gift wrapping.
mm,
Okay, and for a great price. You got better attributes and fabrics than all the designers,
mm,
better fit than all the designers, but a fraction of the price.
mm,
Okay, but we don't know what the future holds, and nobody's growing up to be a tailor. So my job is not to sit and just steady the ship or row along. My job is to turn Sam Sailor into a worldwide household name.
mm,
Okay, worldwide household name, so that if my children need a vehicle to
mm,
support themselves, they don't have to worry about tailoring or being a tailor. They can fucking sell anything, bro. You
mm,
know what I mean? As long as we infect everyone's minds and that we're known, that's the marketing, right? I've not hired David Beckham, Tiger Woods, Virat Kohli to represent me. I market myself using myself all day, every day.
mm,
And that's pretty much it. So I'm on an interesting journey. I have no roadmap. I have no business plan. I'm not really interested in that stuff. I'm interested in, working hard and making something out of myself. You know what I mean? I think everyone in their heart will wants to be famous. All right. I think it's a lie if you don't. Humans are born. They want to be healthy. They want to be loved. They want to love someone. That's intrinsic to humanity. Okay. They want to live.
mm,
They want to be happy. They want to prosper. Okay. And I don't think that anyone doesn't want to be famous. It's not true. You mean everybody watches love stories? Everybody watches famous people. Everybody wants a selfie with a famous. So I don't know if I want to be famous. I don't know if that's the journey either. But I'm sure as hell enjoying it. I'm
mm,
fucking enjoying it, bro. I feel blessed. It's just recognition and it's vindication. It's vindication. Now, at no point, Pratham, listen, hear me out. At no point do I think that everyone is coming to me and cheering me on because they love my content. It could be true. It could be partially true. At every point, I'm saying to myself that I'm the joker and the donkey here,
mm,
and they're running to me because I'm the joker, the donkey. Don't let it get to your head. Now, lastly, and you can still ask me any question. I started with this. It's always going to be about the suit.
mm,
At the end of the day, it's always going to be about the suit. It's always going to be about making suits, and that's it.
yeah.
That's all it's going to be about.
Mm,
I'm just trying to get people to my store
mm,
to make suits. I have a unique approach
mm,
to doing it. Um, I wouldn't be able to put videos out with people if number one, the suit was not amazing,
mm,
and number two, they didn't want to be with me in the video
mm,
because they know that potentially a million or more people will watch them.
mm,
So the suit has to be that good, and they need to love me that much.
mm. Yeah. So, I mean, that's very interesting. And you work 6.5 days a week. You absolutely drain yourself. And just a while ago you brought up mental health. And I
Mhm,
know I've seen one of your video that was on your channel where you said that
mhm,
mental health is not a big issue or something like that.
mhm,
We see a lot of young people talking about mental health awareness, but I actually agree with you on that. I think
mhm,
we've become too soft and we just have to go through it. I think we're blaming these problems too much rather than actually focusing on our work.
mhm. I don't know. What I do know is that the world has lived for long.
Mm,
We're 2,000 years post Christ. I don't know how many thousand years pre-Christ. Okay. Um, People had to work, brother. They had to work to eat,
Mm.
and that's it. The people who are complaining all the time, they're not working.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to suck it up.
Mm.
And I don't think I never said that I don't believe that mental health is an issue. Okay.
Mm.
I said I will only believe that mental health is an issue if an actual doctor, a mature doctor,
Mm.
diagnoses someone.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's basically it. At the same time, I don't shit on people for mental health. It's just
Mm.
that, if you ask me, I love to eat steak. Lamb is not my thing. Pork is not my thing. Fish is not my thing. Okay. I'm a steak and chicken guy. Do you
Mm.
understand what I mean?
Mm.
I'm a heroes guy. I'm a handsome guy. I'm a beautiful guy. I'm a woman guy. You know what I mean? I'm a cricket guy. I'm a soccer guy. Okay. I'm not an ice hockey guy.
Mm.
I'm not a fat guy.
Mm.
I'm, I'm not a mental health guy. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
I don't I don't know. I got enough of my own fucking problems. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like all the answers are in your phone. You can self-diagnose yourself. If you are fat, go and lose weight. Change your
Mm.
diet and exercise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so this drug now that you can inject as well that fucking will curb your appetite and so forth. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That's just gone globally insane and stuff. Bro, there's solutions to everything.
Mm.
People, humanity shouldn't give in so fast.
Mm.
You have to fight. There are gaos all over India. People are starving. They don't have
Mm.
running water. They don't have toilets.
Mm.
And you have people in the Western world constantly talking about mental health.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Have they seen the people in India starving? Have they
Mm.
fucking seen poverty?
Mm.
Have they fucking seen it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're sitting in the Western world complaining that they have mental health issues. They can't fucking go to work, and the world doesn't love them. They need fucking pills. You
Mm.
got to be fucking kidding me, man.
Mm.
Right or wrong? You mean
Yeah.
like okay, but then you I should get castigated for not believing that? I don't believe in it. There's nothing you can tell me that's going to
Mm.
make me believe in it, right? There's nothing you can tell me unless you show me an alien that 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 uh, that I that I'm not going to believe in it. There's nothing you can tell me that about the World Cup final that tells me that India didn't choke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The biggest fuck up in sporting history. You know what I mean? You're playing at home in that stadium. You've got what? Why weren't you fucking smacking the ball?
Mm.
Don't give me a shit. It was a pitch, the pitch, the pitch. You know what I mean? You just fucking fucked up. You pussied out. You know what I mean? You were scared. You didn't want to. You didn't want
Mm.
to be the guy. We needed a hero. We needed an MS Dhoni that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
We needed a Yuvraj Singh.
Mm.
We needed somebody to take the team on their back, on their shoulders. We needed a hero,
Mm.
and nobody stepped up.
Yep.
There was a chance after Virat and after Rohit were gone, there was a chance for 9 guys to
Mm.
be a hero.
Yeah.
And not one of those 9 guys stepped up. And even Rahul Dravid choked by not putting Sky in first, okay, by demoting Sky or whatever. I think he put, I can't believe, not Yadav, or he put somebody in, the Punjabi guy, the all rounder, in before Surya Kumar. I mean, even the
Mm.
coach fucking choked. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He should have. He's like, we're going nowhere. Let's put Sky and go and fucking blast the ball. You know what I'm saying? Right? You can't tell me something, okay, without giving me fucking proof. All right,
Yeah.
you understand me? But that doesn't mean I'm the poster boy for anti-mental health. I got asked
Mm.
a question, I gave an answer, and that's it. You're asking me to expand on my answer, I've just expanded on my answer.
Mm.
And that's pretty much it. If anyone has mental health issues, I do. I'm fucking smacking guys' asses and showing it to the fucking world. I'm the fucking psycho here. You know what I mean? I'm working 6.5 days a week when I have 3 kids. You know what I mean? I'm the psycho. I'm going to Dubai for vacation, the most expensive city on the planet, after losing my fucking pants, being locked in here for 3 years. You know what I mean? And if anyone has mental health issues, I do.
Okay. You're such an interesting guy. And I have to conclude this podcast with one last question. I'm going to end it with a very vague but a very important question. What do you think is the purpose of life?
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me answer your question by telling you um, what is my only fear. My only fear is death and disease.
Mm.
Okay. I've been humiliated. I a plethora of times, scores, hundreds of times, thousands of times I've been humiliated. Okay. I've had my heart broken many times.
Mm.
I've been backstabbed so many times. Okay. I fear death. I fear disease. I don't fear losing a hand or a limb. Obviously, I don't want to. Okay. I fear blindness. I fear the loss of my voice, the loss of my hearing. You know what I mean? These are the kinds of things that scare me. Um, I don't know what else there is to be scared about. You know what I mean? The morbidity scares me, right? What is the meaning of life? And what is the purpose of life? I believe is cementation. Cementation. Do you understand what that means?
No, I don't know what
It means
cementation.
cementing yourself upon this planet in some ways. Okay? Because life is a blessing.
Mm.
Life is a blessing. It is a combination of science and God. Now, are you a father?
No, I'm unmarried. I'm not a father.
Yeah. So I'm a father of three. Okay. And any father of three will tell you there is a God. Any father of two will tell you there's a God. Any father of one will tell you there's a God. Okay. And life is about cementing yourself, okay, onto this earth, onto this time. Because once it's gone, Pratham.
Mm.
There's no Karan Urjan here. We're not coming back.
Mm.
We're not coming back.
Okay.
And that's it. So I fear losing life.
Mm.
So me making the most of life for me is not jumping out of a fucking airplane. Oh, I didn't do this. It's not going to the Galapagos Islands because I didn't do that. There's no checklist or bucket list.
Mm.
That's not the meaning of life. That's not the purpose of life. Okay? Wherever you are, okay, you need to do something.
Mm.
You need to think big. You need to be somebody. And you know what? The odds are completely against you
Mm.
because only one tiny, 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 tiny portion of humans, both now and in the history of the earth, have been able to cement themselves. But as a human, it's your responsibility to do so and in a positive way. And that is the meaning of life because life is a gift.
Mm.
You've been given that gift. You cannot waste it.
Absolutely. I mean, that was so inspiring, and everything that you said resonated with me, and I'm sure it will resonate with a lot of people who will watch this podcast later. Thank you, Roshan, so much for coming on the Labyrinth.
My pleasure. Nina, ask you a couple of questions. So what will you do with this now? Just you will edit this or you will just post the whole video? Will you cut up clips, shorts, post to
Uh,
social media?
so I'll put the whole video on YouTube as it is, just raw, and then I'll take clips of it. I'll put a few shots on Instagram. I'll add you as a collaborator, and I'll be putting some of it on YouTube as well. And the
Great
but
stuff.
the whole thing goes on YouTube, and the audio of it goes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all of those
Amazing.
Yeah,
Let me know what you need from me to push the viewership, okay?
sure, yeah,
And Pratham, I've had a great chat with I hope you're happy with me. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I really am.
I always want to give, the person who chooses me to speak to them, what they want. I hope you got what you wanted from me. It's
Yeah,
important to me.
I mean, I got a lot more, man. This was so interesting and this was so philosophical. I didn't think that you had this side of you as well. This was very interesting.
Yeah. And basically, yeah, I mean, like I was at dinner last night
Mm.
and so many people were complimenting me and stuff. And I always said to them, I never use cheesy lines, but last night was the perfect opportunity to use the most cheesiest line always.
Mm.
When people were heralding my success, I was like, never judge a book by its cover. And all of you guys judge me that way.
Mm.
And that's pretty much it. Pratham,
Yeah.
if you ever come to Hong Kong and you don't come see me, I will hunt you down. You think I'm kidding? You make me that promise now. You will come and see me. You promise me.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I want to come to Hong Kong and I want to get gift wrapped by you.
I need to meet you in person,
Yeah,
okay?
sure.
I've had a wonderful time talking to you. You're a very, very sweet guy. I wish you every success. And if you're happy with me and if you would like to do this with me in 6 months' time, 1 year time, by all means, let's do it. If you cut up some great clips, like 59 seconds or less,
Yeah,
we can co-host it together on Instagram
yeah.
across both my accounts. DM me or email me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you are thinking, and I will guide you because this is my forte. And we can get you some great viewership. We can work hard together to build your viewership because you're a very sweet guy.
Thank you so much. I mean, this means a
My
lot.
pleasure.
Yeah, yeah.
My absolute pleasure.